Well, hey there everybody, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Deluxe. Alright, let's do another freaking Transformer review because I love some freaking Transformers. Today we take a look at Auldey Alpha Action Elite Series. This is the Coronation Starscream set. These are non-transforming figures, kind of like blocky, 3-0 and YOLO Park and everything. But yeah, really had to get this. Starscream is my favorite character. I hate the picture. He's getting, killed by Galvatron. But, it's beautiful artwork and everything. So there you go. Transformers Alpha Action Elite Series. Like I said, Aldi. It's not the grocery store. It's a new company, I guess. I don't know if they're new or not. I don't know. They may have been around. Not for sure, but they just started making Transformers. I did a Series 1 review a couple weeks ago. I got Series 2 in as well. So I'll be doing a review of those. Now those are blind boxes. This is just a regular release and everything. So there you go. And then on the side, got the little smirk going on. Here's the top of it. Get everything. I'll show you how it displays and everything, or how it's packaged and everything. There's another same side. And then there's that right there. And the back is this right here. With him smirking and everything. So you got Shattered Glass Soundwave, and you got Optimus Prime as well, sold separately. Everything. So yeah, let me open up this real quick, and I'll show you how it comes packaged in, which is really nice. There you go. Got a couple of face plates and everything. You got some blast effects and all that stuff, and I got to take off the hands and everything. So you get the crown, and I'm sure underneath you got the rest of the coordination set, which is under there. Yeah. So you got all that right there. So yeah, that's how it comes packaged in, which is really cool. All right, so let's get right to it. As always, like, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me up with some, follow me on TikTok and on Instagram, and go to Show Z. That's where I got this. At the top, hit the Lux32. Really helped out the channel. So let's get right to it and talk about some Alpha Action Elite Series from Aldi. This is Coronation Starscream. Let's go. All right, so everything is out, all his accessories, everything. We'll take a look at this. So first you get the instructions. Like I said, they don't transform, but it shows you all the options you have, you can do and everything. If you get the Optimus Prime, you can do that one thing from the one episode. I'll show you there's a couple things you can do, so that's pretty cool. Using the blast effects and everything, there's Optimus Prime. All right, so first he does come with his, his wings and stuff. Kind of feel, like I said in the Series 1 that I reviewed, they feel like Magic Square. It kind of got that matte finish, plastic and everything, but you do got red and white in paint, and you got the nice Decepticon symbol. You get two of those. They're on ball pegs. You just attach them and everything. You get several hands. Once again, you get a lot of, relaxed kind of, gripping, or when you're, trying to grasp or something. Once again, got that, matte finish, plastic, blue, everything. You get tons of hand options and everything, which is really cool. Got the gun holding. You got, let's see, some other ones, more relaxed hands and everything, jazz hands and everything. So that's pretty cool. You get 4 face plates. So once again, that matte finish, you get the smirking with the red eyes, which looks good. The gray plastic. You get a laughing or smiling one. Once again, red eyes with the paint, which is good. You get the O face right there, or the screaming, fixing the die face, or while he's dying. And you get the, I guess, the screaming face, or same thing almost, just a little less expressive and everything. So that's pretty cool. You do get his null rays. Once again, that gray matte finish, everything, which is nice. Like I said, with the Optimus Prime thing, you can put this on the back of him. It's nicely got a nice sheen, nice red paint to it. But you, like I said, you can reenact that one scene where Starscream is Optimus Prime and everything. So you got that option. You get 2 blast effects, nice translucent orange plastic. I like that. I always love blast effects. Then we get the coordination set. You get the cape. It is hard plastic. You get these 2 little sides, and this little thing right here. This will attach ball peg, so it can go on the back of a Starscream. But purple, like I said, it's hard plastic. You get the crown, which is nice, nicely painted. Got the gold and the red. I like that. Get his 80s woodworking shoulder pads. There is gold paint on these, which is nice. And you also get a stand. It's easy to build. You just put that together like that and like that. And you can store hands right here if you want to. I wonder why there was waffles, but you can store hands or something in there. And you just put this in right here. And you have a swivel, and you got a hinge right there and a hinge right here. So that's very nice. You can put some guns right here if you want to. So that's cool. So there you go. That is everything he comes with. Let's talk about Starscream. All right, so there's Starscream. Before we get to him, I forgot to show this little card, which is pretty cool. You got Starscream, Soundwave and everything. Then on the back, you got a nice little sketch of Starscream, which is really cool. I like that sketch. Really nice. So there you go. I forgot to mention that. That is also comes with. All right, so here is the main guy, the main attraction. My boy Starscream looks good. Looks really, I mean, you know, comes straight off the, you know, cartoon channel, or cartoon and everything. It looks good. You can move the wings and everything. Like I said, I think Magic Square has something to do with these guys, but that's just me. I'm just kidding. This is these are actually official Transformers, so pretty cool. But they feel like Magic Square. He is really light. No die cast or anything like that. But he is really light in the weight department. But I think he looks freaking awesome. All right, so there's the head sculpt. Once again, got this matte finish to it all throughout. You got some nice paint. You got some red eyes. This red looks like, you know, it's nice. You know, got a nice sheen to it, nice shiny. You don't got the turbine boobies. You got the cockpit right there, which is nicely orange. The blue, once again, all this gray and blue. It just feels like a matte finish to it and everything. So, all right. So let's go over articulation real quickly. So you can look down. Nice, very nice. Look up quite a bit. It's on like a little hinge thing right there. So I like that. I love what you can look up a lot. You go all the way around and give you a little attitude as well. These little things right here do get kind of way when you're trying to move, but he does. Got some nice articulation with the head. All right, so you do got about 90 degrees up here, all the way around. You manipulate. The wings, they are on ball peg, so you got a little swivel and a little back and forth. Not much. You will pop it off the ball peg if you push it back too far, but you do got some movement there, which is nice. So yeah, you can go all the way around, which is nice. You do have a little more than 90 degrees, actually quite a bit more than 90 degrees for the elbow bend. You do have a bicep swivel. These null rays, they are on, you know, you just plug them in right here. I kind of wish it would have been cool if they would have a hinge right here, this little piece right there, so it could go down a little more, but it just has a swivel. So you got that. You got the hand, which is on a swivel. It's on a little peg thing. You just pull it out if you want to switch out the hands, which you have several. Oh, you do have a butterfly, which is nice. I liked it. The Series 1 had all of them had butterflies, which is pretty cool. I like that. So very nice. All right, moving on. Move these out of the way. All right, so you do have a little bit of waist swivel, not much. I wish you had more. I mean, you do have a little bit, so it's really cool, and you can move the head around. You do got a little teapot action going on, which is nice. I mean, you do have a nice rocker, and like I said, he can look up, so it doesn't defeat the purpose of the ab crunch, which is nice. I like that. So very nice with that. All right, so you do have a drop down with the legs like that right there. So you can, if you don't drop down, you get about to right there, which is pretty good. But if you do go drop down, you do get quite a bit more. You do get the full Van Damme all day, every day, which is nice. You do got the back kick as well. So very nice with that. All right. You got thigh swivel, more than 90 degrees for the knee bend, which is really nice. I like that. Nice knee. Okay, you got the whole foot going up, down, a little bit of a swivel, not much. These little side things getting away. You do have a rocker, which this foot moves by itself. The foot moves like that. So you do have a pretty decent rocker, and that is pretty cool. All right, like I said, this back is clean, looks good. You can use this for the stand right there and right there. So there you go. There's articulation with Starscream. We'll move on to the accessories and the coordination set and everything for him. All right, let's go over accessories. Like I said, this one is going to go on Optimus Prime for that one scene. You can use that for him, so that's pretty cool. All right, so with the hands, like I said, you just basically just pull this out right here. Come on, there we go. And then you can replace it. Like I said, he has several hands to have, so many options, which is good. Just pop that in right there, and there you go. You got that. The blast effects we'll talk real quick. So you do have these. They do come apart. I wish they would go on the null rays, but they're basically for the feet. So you can use the stand, and I'll show you that in a second. But you just basically post them. Basically, you put them in there. Just put it in the hole, and you have that effect. You can display them like that, which is pretty cool. But like I said, I wish they would go on the null rays. That would have been pretty cool. And speaking of stand, like I said, you got 2 holes, giggity, to which one you want to use. So you can use that one or that one. So that's pretty cool. Stand is pretty cool. I like it. And that's Decepticon symbol, silver with the purple. It does have a swivel, hinge right there and a hinge right here. So you got some movement. You can place the hands if you want to, or the guns or something like that. You have some ports right there. All right. Let's see. So we'll take the 80s one to work a shoulder pad. So basically you got that there, and you got a hole in there. Stick it in the hole, giggity. And you put his pauldrons, I guess you call them. I forgot what they're called. But there you go, like that. That looks good. All right, the crown. So the crown gave me a little fit. It's a tight fit. So you just got to get it right. And there we go. There is that. And then you take the cape. And like I said, you can do this. Now, when you do put the cape on, you probably can have to use, the only one you have to use is this one for the stand, if it'll let you do it. But you can put this right here in the hole like that. And these do move like this around. They're on little, little swivel things like that. So you can have it like it's whipping in the air. Let's see if I can get this in there. Okay. And there you go. There he is with that. Oh, the face plates, easy. You just lift this up, and you're going to get a spudger, and you lift under the chin, and you can change out one of the face plates. You got 4 of those to choose from. But there you go. There are the accessories that he has, and yeah, a lot of them. That's good. Oh, real quick, want to go over articulation for that when you get all his coronation stuff. I forgot to, there is a hinge on this thing, so you can move this out, and you do have a little swivel because it is pegged in there, so you can kind of move it up and everything, so that's good. All right, so with the, the shoulder pad things on, you can move that out of the way. You still can move, you can go out to there, right there. You can move out to there like that. You do still got some head movement with the crown. Not much looking up with the crown because that does get in the way, hitting these like there. You still got the, butterfly effect. Butterfly, that's a good movie, but butterfly. And so, you don't lose very much articulation. You still can go around, you can manipulate that, everything. So that's pretty good. I like that you don't lose any of the articulation with that. So there you go. There is some articulation with the coordination sets. All right, real quick, I just want to show 2, other Starscreams I actually have out. Most of my stuff is put up, but I actually have these out. So this is the 3-0 Coronation Starscream, and this is Collection Space. This is the female version of Starscream. So I just want to do some little comparisons right there. I think they look freaking awesome together, man. That's nice. There you go, some other Starscreams. All right, so real quick, there he is next to some Legend scale stuff. There's a Magic Square Ultra Magnus, Optimus Prime. You got New Age Prime and Megatron, and New Age Mirage. You got one of the Seekers from Iron Factory and Core Class Wheelie. So he doesn't, scale with those. He's too big. Real quick, there's some Chuck stuff. You got Optimus Prime, you got Sideswipe, Brawn, and Gears, and you got Tits McGee Redgar. And there's some scale for you. Well, hey there, everybody. If you made this far, as always, I freaking appreciate that. All right, final thoughts on Auldey Alpha Action Elite series. This is the Coronation Starscream. Now they do come in like blind packs or blind boxes, like blockies and stuff they do. But this one is separate. You can buy them. You can get the Shatterglass Soundwave. There's Optimus Prime. There's several out there now and everything. I have Series 2. I'll be doing a review for those as well. But Starscream, I really like. Only issue I really have, and it's a nitpick, is I wish the blast effects that go on the blasters on his feet, I wish they would go on the null rays. Other than that, he looks good. I mean, tons of accessories, tons of hands, You got the Coronation set. You got 4 different face plates. You can change out some expressions. You got the null rays. What else you get? You get some other stuff. I think that's about it. Well, hey there, everybody. If you made this far, as always, I freaking appreciate that. All right, final thoughts on Auldey Alpha Action Elite series. This is the Coronation Starscream. I really like these. They're really fun. You can get these. Now, you got the Series 1 and Series 2, which are blind boxes. I'm going to do Series 2. I've already done Series 1 a couple weeks ago. If you want to go check it out. Series 2, I'll be doing pretty soon, hopefully. Now, you can buy these individually. You got like, you have Starscream, Optimus Prime. There's Shatterglass Soundwave. I think there's a Nemesis Prime, I think, or if he might be in the Series 2. I can't remember off the top of my head. But you can buy them separately. They got some other ones coming too as well. There's some chase figures in the series. They're really fun. I mean, if you like, they don't transform, but the articulation's really good. The paint, like I said, it's kind of got that matte finish, kind of like a Magic Square thing going on, but not like the old Magic Square where it's soft plastic. It's gotten better over the years, so it's kind of that type of plastic. But it looks like it just jumped off the movie or the TV cartoon and everything. These are highly G1 looking, kind of plain Jane. But I like it, man. Like I said, the articulation is great. Materials, they are a little light, no die cast or anything like that, but I didn't feel like I was going to break anything. You got tons of accessories with this guy. You got the coordination set, tons of hands. You got a couple, like 4 faceplate options, which are really cool. You can get different expressions. And yeah, you got the blast effects. Blast effects, the only thing I really, they do work here on the feet. I kind of wish they would work on the null rays. That would have been pretty cool. But if you have the siege stuff, the siege blast effects, you can use those and everything. So, but yeah, overall, a fun figure. Like I said, doesn't transform. But man, if you like posing your transformers and taking pictures and and all that stuff and just posing them on the shelf, these are great. I highly recommend these. They're fun. So I hope you like my review. Hit me up some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me up some comments. Tell me your thought of the review. Hopefully, more people will start watching my reviews. I really appreciate that. My views have been really crappy lately. Even on my news segments, they're not doing that great. So yeah, I really hope people start watching my reviews. And you can follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. Everything is in the description. Go to Show Z. That's where I got this guy. Hit the Lux32 at the top. I really appreciate that. It helps out the channel. If you want to join to be a member, hit that join button. And I guess I'll see you in the next Transformer review. And as always, be good to yourself. Hail freaking Transformers and hail freaking Coronation Starscream, man. And good night, folks.